Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to unpack a really significant spiritual cycle today. Shirdiya Navratri, those 9 nights, dedicated to the 9 powerful forms of Ma Durga. And our focus, our mission for this deep dive is day 1. That's September 22nd in 2025. This day belongs to Maa Shailputri, the very first of the Navadurga. We know you, our listener, are looking for that foundational insight, that spiritual grounding this first day is all about.
Exactly. And what's really fascinating here, I think, is how intentional the structure of Navratri is. The worship on this first day, it's not just kicking things off, it actually sets the entire spiritual tone for everything that follows. Maa Shailputri, the daughter of the mountain, she embodies, well, new beginnings, purity, strength, and maybe most importantly, that unwavering devotion. This is the bedrock, really, the stability you need for the whole 9-day spiritual journey.
Bedrock and foundation. That's a perfect way to put it. So let's look closer at who she is. Maa Shailputri, the first form. And that name, Daughter of the Mountain, it already suggests something, doesn't it? Something immovable, stable.
It really does. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, her depiction, her imagery, it just blends strength and serenity so well. She rides on Nandi, the bull.
Nandi, right. Lord Shiva's mount, too.
The very same. And Nandi represents purity, steadfastness, determination. It's that energy of focused forward movement.
Okay, but then you look at her hands, that duality is striking. She's got the trident, the trishul, in her right hand. That screams courage, divine power, maybe even destruction.
Well, the power to overcome, certainly, to cut through obstacles.
But then in her left hand, there's the lotus, which is all about peace, creation, transcendence. How do those two things fit together? Aggression and tranquility.
Ah, but that tension is the lesson, you see. The trident represents the, let's say, necessary action needed, cutting through ignorance, ego, what we call tamas and rajas, while the lotus, that's the goal, the peace and purity, the sattva that blossoms from that focused effort. She teaches you to use power not just for its own sake, but for the clarity required for true devotion.
I see. So it's directed power for a higher purpose. And she has other names too, right? Parvati, Hemavati, Sati. That last one really points to her mythology.
It does, absolutely.
Yeah.
The story of her previous life as Sati is, well, it's intense. It defines the depth of her determination. Saki was Lord Shiva's wife, but her father, King Daksha Prajapati, he was incredibly arrogant and really resented Shiva, held a deep grudge.
Okay.
So Daksha organized this massive sacrifice, a yagna, invited everyone, gods, sages, the lot, everyone except Shiva. It was deliberate insult.
Wow. That's harsh.
It was. And when Sati went anyway, hoping to reason with him, she confronted her father. He just publicly insulted Shiva right there in front of everyone. And for Sati, well, she couldn't bear the dishonor to her husband while living in a body given by the very father who disrespected him. It was intolerable. So she made a profound choice. She immolated herself right there in the sacrificial fire.
That's an incredible act. Sacrifice driven purely by devotion, by honor. It's like saying her connection to Shiva was more real than the physical world. And that act, that sacrifice, it leads straight to her rebirth, doesn't it?
Precisely. She was reborn as Parvati. And crucially, she was the daughter of King Himavan, the literal embodiment of the Himalayas. That's why she's Shailputri, daughter of the mountain.
The connection clicks.
And after being reborn, her single focus, her mission, was to reunite with Shiva, which she only managed through incredible penance, intense tapasa, just showing that unwavering determination again.
So that whole journey from Satati's sacrifice to Parvati's long penance, it's not just a myth. It's really a powerful lesson, isn't it, about devotion, sacrifice, and just sheer perseverance to reach your goal.
Absolutely. And this idea of perseverance, of being grounded, brings us right to the spiritual core of D1 worship. What's really neat is how her mountain identity connects directly to our own sort of internal geography.
Okay, this feels like the core insight you mentioned earlier, the link to our own energy system. Maa Shailputri governs the Muladhara chakra.
Yes, exactly. The root chakra. Think about the mountain shell. It's the earth element. It's immovable. It's the absolute foundation. This chakra, right at the base of the spine, it's seen as the very foundation of our spiritual discipline, our grounding, our stability within ourselves.
So it's like the spiritual starting block.
You could say that. Without a strong Muladhara, you really can't build upwards towards higher spiritual states. Like a mountain peak needs that wide, stable base. Worshipping Shailputri on day 1 is about consciously anchoring that base within yourself.
Okay, so practically speaking, for someone doing the rituals, what does honoring the root chakra through her worship actually do for them? What are the benefits?
Well, the belief is that it really strengthens your inner grounding. It enhances stability, builds self-confidence, improves focus, all Pretty essential qualities for just getting through life, right?
Yeah.
And beyond that, tradition holds that her worship helps purify your life, helps clear past karmic patterns or debts, and promotes harmony within the family, marital bliss.
That's quite a list.
It is. It also provides patience and strength. Oh, and there's that interesting detail. Farmers often worship her specifically for a good harvest.
Right, I remember that. It connects that inner spiritual stability directly to tangible results, to the earth yielding its bounty.
Exactly. It shows that grounding yourself internally can actually manifest as stability and abundance in your external world. It's not just an abstract idea.
Okay, let's shift to the how, the practical side of this grounding. You mentioned the key ritual that really anchors the whole 9 days is Gatastapana, setting up the sacred pot.
Yes, Gatastapana. And it's so much more than just, setting up a decoration. It's the physical act of establishing the divine energy, inviting it into the home for the 9 days. The process itself is rich with symbolism. You start with a clay pot filled with soil. Then you carefully sow barley or wheat seeds in it.
Representing growth, life.
Exactly. Then you place the kalash, the sacred pot, usually made of brass or copper. Fill it with water, the life-giving force. Then you top it with mango leaves and place a coconut on top, often wrapped in a red cloth. This whole setup becomes the focal point, a kind of reservoir of creative energy and prosperity for the festival.
And for day 1 specifically, there are particular offerings to invoke Maa Shailputri's energy, right? You mentioned red earlier.
Yes, red is prominent, red flowers, a red chunri or scarf, sandalwood paste, incense sticks, and importantly, a lamp lit with ghee, not oil.
Ghee lamp. Why ghee?
Ghee is considered very pure, sattvic. And the specific food offering, the vog, for Maa Shailputri is pure ghee itself, or sweets made with pure ghee. The belief here is that this offering promotes good health, longevity, purity, directly nourishing both physical and spiritual energy.
Makes sense. Now, for those who want to go deeper into the spiritual practice, you mentioned mantras. Can you tell us a bit more about their function, not just the words?
Absolutely. Mantras are powerful tools. For Shailputri, there are 2 key types often used. First, the Bij mantra. Om Aim Him Klimin Chamandai Viche Om Devi Shailputri Nama. Now, a Bij mantra means seed mantra. It's like a highly condensed sound frequency. It's designed for rapid invocation, to quickly access the deity's energy. Think of it as a concise vibrational key.
Okay. A direct line, almost. And the second one?
The second is the Dhyana mantra. Vande Vanshtalapaya Chandratakuta Shakaram Visharudam Shulataram Shalapucham Yashasvenam. A dhyana mantra is for meditation. It's descriptive. It helps you visualize her form riding the bull, holding the trident and lotus, adorned with the crescent moon. This visualization aids sustained focus and contemplation on our qualities.
So one is for quick connection, the other for deeper meditation. Got it. Let's quickly summarize the practical do's and don'ts for day 1, especially for those observing the fast, the vrat.
Right. The guidelines aim to maintain that purity and discipline we've been talking about. The do's are pretty clear. Wear clean clothes. Red or orange are traditional for her day. Definitely light that ghee lamp. Chant the mantras with sincerity. Reading chapters from the Durga Saptashati, the main text celebrating the goddess, is highly recommended.
And the food for the fast?
Only sattvic food. That means pure, light, easily digestible food that promotes mental clarity. Think fruits, milk, yogurt, things like sabudana, tapioca, khichdi, or kutu, buckwheat, puri. And importantly, remembering the spirit of devotion includes generosity. Donating things like red cloth, rice, or milk is considered very auspicious.
Okay, and the don'ts. They seem to reinforce that commitment to purity.
Exactly. To maintain that sattvic state needed for spiritual focus, you avoid anything considered tamasic, dulling, or rajasic, agitating. So no alcohol, no meat, and typically no onion or garlic, as they're believed to agitate the mind and body. Maintain pure speech. Avoid harsh words, gossip, negativity. The idea is that your external actions should reflect the internal clarity you're seeking. Oh, and traditionally, wearing black clothes is avoided during Navratri rituals.
It's fascinating how this single core idea, the need for a solid foundation on day 1, gets expressed in so many different ways across regions.
It really is. In North India, for instance, the focus is very much on that meticulous kalash stapana and strict fasting right from the start. It reflects that emphasis on stability and purity.
But then you look east.
Right. In West Bengal, while the grounding is there, the start is often marked by Mahalaya, the powerful recitation of the Mahishasura Mardini, invoking the goddess through sound, announcing Devi Paksha. It's more of a celebratory auditory arrival.
And down south?
In South India, you often see the beginning of Golu or Kolu, That beautiful, elaborate display of dolls depicting deities, humans, scenes from life. It's a visual representation of creation and order, setting that foundational theme visually.
And even beyond India.
Yes, in Nepal too, this very same first day is called Gatastapana, and it marks the beginning of their biggest festival, the Shane. It just underscores how crucial this initial grounding ritual is across the whole cultural sphere.
It really shows that no matter the specific custom, that fundamental spiritual need is the same everywhere. You've got to establish the root before you can really reach for the branches or the bloom.
Well put, you need that base.
So, wrapping up, we started today by diving into day one of Shardiya Navratri, focusing on Maa Shailputri, the daughter of the mountain. We saw how she teaches that balance of power and peace, and how her incredible journey from Satya's profound sacrifice to Parvati's determined penance serves as this amazing template for devotion and perseverance.
And critically, her worship connects directly to grounding us through the Muladhara chakra, the root chakra. That lesson is universal, really. Every big undertaking, whether it's spiritual or just, a project in life, needs that solid foundation of stability and focus.
That worship provides the stability and strength, setting the stage for the transformations of the next 8 days. So as you move through Navratri, or even just reflect on this, here's something to think about. How can actively trying to anchor your own inner grounding, using that image of the mountain, the function of the root chakra, how can that change your ability to face challenges? Just like Maa Shailputri faced hers. What personal mountain are you preparing to climb, knowing you've started by building an unshakable base?